and welcome to another exciting edition of Cammy's Comic Corner. I'm your host, as always, Cammy. Now, let's get right into it because I've got a fantastic pick of the week for you people and a great fast five. So, the pick of the week from Avatar, we have Anna Mercury, Volume 2, Number 3, written by Warren Ellis and art by Facundo Percio. Now, in the last couple of issues, we had Anna Mercury going to the other world and discovering that they're under attack by space vikings. What? Yes, that's right. With all these different Earths lying about, the space vikings are pretty much Vikings from space, as it sounds like, raiding each world eventually. It's happening down on this world right now, and it's up to Anna Mercury to fight them off, and she does too, and report back to Earth. She is hopping from ship to ship, gutting Vikings wherever she goes, and there's just tons of action in this issue. And it's Warren Ellis, so you know the guy's a good writer, and he can write and make space Vikings sound cool and look cool and act like, well, Vikings. She gets back to Earth, gives them the down low, says, hey, this is what's happening, this is what we need to do. And her boss says, well, you know, I'm not just going to let you get all your guns and then go back into the world guns a-blazing. No. We're going to put every available agent on this mission. And I didn't know there were other agents. And this is awesome, because now we have Anna Mercury, and then the newest agent we're introduced to at the end, Max Jupiter. And he sounds kind of like a prick, but, you know, he's British too, so, you know, you can't really tell sometimes with the accent. But it looks to be an amazing next issue. This issue I had so much fun with. Facundo's art is just gorgeous and fits perfectly. And then get all these different covers that, you know, Juan Jose Wright does, and Facundo do, and Warren Ellis, the guy's a god. A god in form of a writer. So, if you want action-packed explosions and all that, and space Vikings, Anna Mercury is the pick. Now on to the Fast Five!
There's a starman waiting in the sky.
First up from DC, we have Blackest Night, The Flash, number 2. Now, the thing I really enjoyed about this issue was the art by Scott Collins. Him and Jeff Johns just make such a fantastic team and make me just miss the days when they were both on the Flash title. Well, as you know, we have Barry running around as a Blue Lantern in this issue. You know, that's all great and all that. What I loved about this issue were the Rogues versus the Rogues, going into Iron Heights Penitentiary and, you know, blasting away and battling with their old teammates. You have Mirrormaster versus Mirrormaster. You got Captain Cold versus his sister, the Golden Glider. She is using all their whole history together to get some emotion out of the guy so she can rip his heart out. You only see a sliver of love from Captain Cold for only a split second. Then he pretty much freezes and destroys his own sister. And then it was going to be, you know, Captain Boomerang versus them. They're about to just destroy him. And then his son, Captain Boomerang, comes to stop the fray, and everyone's like, what the hell? Great stuff. It's, the Rogues are some of my favorites, and Rogues Revenge during Final Crisis was just a fantastic series. So, if you want Rogues, you love Jeff Johns, you love Scott Collins, pick this miniseries up. It's fantastic. Next up from Marvel, we have Dark Wolverine number 82. Now, Dakin is kind of hit or miss with some people. I remember when Dark Wolverine first started, I was really a fan of the character, and then these past couple of issues, they've been okay, not really my favorite, because they kind of paint him as like the dick. He's higher than thou attitude, his pretty boy kind of physique, and he's making enemies wherever he goes. Well, in this issue, the thing that really surprised me, and I hope this, you know, this is written into the Siege main series as well, is Dakin stabs Norman in the back, literally, with his middle claw there, just like, what's that over there? Right in the back. And I hope that plays through, because a lot of people want to see Norman dead, but Dakin, they've been writing as just, yeah, he wants to kill Norman out of all of them. So it took me by surprise. It was well written because they're going up against the Asgardians. You got nice blood and action, and then you got that twist at the end. Good stuff. Next up from DC, we have Power Girl number 8. Now, I've been having quite a fun time with the past couple of issues ever since this series started, but it was this issue in particular that really, I was enjoying the most. We have Vartox from Power Girl versus the Ix-Negaspike, which is this demon that can multiply every time you kill it. And sure enough, Power Girl has the good idea that let's just get him multiply as much as possible, because then he doesn't have that much brain to transport to his other minions, and then they're kind of like cows. freeze breath, make him into a nice big clump of ice, and then throw him off world. Let somebody else take care of him. You know what I mean? So at the end, she takes Vartox up on the date, and it's kind of she has a lighter side of Power Girl, and she's a little tipsy because she's drinking wine, and then they're having takeout, and then she finds out that when he needs her to repopulate his planet, they don't mean like getting along like us humans do. They mean just touching fingers in this like kind of device sends a beam and fertilizes the planet. So she goes, hey, as long as I don't have any kids coming after me going, Mama, in a couple of years, I'm fine with that. So she's nice enough to help Vartox with that mission. It was a fun arc. Power Girl is being written by Graham Palmiotti, and then Amanda Connor's art on this is just fantastic. I like her version of Power Girl of all the other versions. Just lighthearted, it's fun, go pick it up. Next up from Vertigo, we have Fables number 92. Now this is the beginning of a two-part arc. It's written by Bill Willingham and art by David Lapham. It's a guest artist. He knows how to draw the Fables characters, I'll give him that. It's a baseball game. It's the Crushers, which are like the goblins, versus the Bombers, which is the Prince or King Ambrose and his little, villagers and whatnot. His kingdom of people. It's a battle via baseball for the pennant, and the Crushers win. And, it's no hard feelings. Everyone's celebrating in the bar at the end. And in this issue, we get to explore a little bit more of the relationship between King Ambrose and Little Red Riding Hood. They grow a little bit closer, and it comes into a kiss, and King Ambrose turns back into a frog. Red Riding Hood's pissed because he said he wouldn't do this anymore, but he can actually talk to this frog now, and then he regains himself. And he says, no, I really do like you, and it kind of shows because he's naked, and someone's pitching a tent, and it ends with this little the MVP, the pitcher of the Crushers, is accused for murder because he eats a squirrel in the kingdom. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next issue. But it was good fun regardless. And finally, this week from DC, we have Blackest Night, Starman number 81. Now, this is, in fact, being written by James Robinson, and you got a beautiful cover art by Tony Harris, and then you got great interior art by Bill Sienkiewicz. He really sets the tone for this dark issue, because we have David Knight rising from the grave. He's a Black Lantern, and he's just wreaking havoc through Opal City. Meanwhile, there's a love connection between the Shade and Hope O'Dare, and if you're familiar with the Starman series, the O'Dares are like the family of police officers who run Opal City. And Hope and the Shade are kind of friends with benefits, but at the end of the issue, they're falling in love with each other. And they want to make a relationship out of it. And it's nice to see these characters again, since the Starman series ended quite some time ago. But anyway, it's the Shade versus David Knight. David takes out the Shade's heart, but, it's actually not really his heart. And while, this twist ending comes, the Shade takes up David and takes him into the Shadow Void, defeating him as such. It was great art, great story. Of all the Resurrected series for the Blackest Night tie-ins, this was one of my favorites. This is Suicide Squad. Great stuff. So if you're thinking, I want to get one of the tie-ins, but I don't know which one, Blackest Night Starman is my number one pick. It is great, great stuff. Well, comic book fans, that does it this week for Camy's Comic Corner. If you want more Camy's Comic Corner goodness, head on over to www.camyscomiccorner.com. From there, you can follow me on Twitter, go post on the forum, check out the Book of the Month Club, donate to PayPal if you're feeling lucky. Also, if you like any of the kick-ass t-shirts that you see me wearing, Deadline Graphics, baby. That's where you gotta go. DeadlineGraphics.net is the place for your comic book t-shirts. They take care of me, they'll take care of you. Any comic book t-shirt that you want, they can make it. The deal going on for the month of January is free shipping in the US and then half off shipping internationally. Also, big shout out to Rising Sun Creations at rsc-online.com. Rising Sun Creations is the best of both worlds of US comic books, manga, and collectible toys imported straight from Japan. All located at their store in Mission Valley if you're in the San Diego area, or online at rsc-online.com. Check them out. They rule as a sponsor. So until then, this has been Camy's Comic Corner. I've been your host, Cammy. Let's get this party started! The party that I'm not hosting. We're hosting it at your place, by the way.